All righty, we are live, and apparently we're competing with a steak and butter gang meeting today.
Yeah, it's almost over. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
okay. People can pop in when they're done or catch the replay. Either way, that's fine. So, for anyone who's brand new, who has never met us before, we always start with little brief introductions. So, I will let you go ahead and start.
Okay, yeah, I'm Lindy from Melbourne, Australia, 53 years old, mum of two, and I was plus or minus 800 pounds 2 years, 9 months ago. Found the carnivore diet and lost a lot of that weight. Still a long way to go till I reach my goal, but slow and steady wins the race. Um, Met Lynn in Texas in June at the Hack Your Health event, and we decided to do a bit of an flab challenge because we both have the loose skin under our arms from the weight loss that we've both experienced, and
Hi,
this is
Jessica.
where the fitness challenge was born. So every month we sort of focus on different parts of the body, trying to increase our mobility. Obviously, I was very sedentary at my weight. Yeah, very weak. I lost a lot of muscle mass and all
Yeah.
that with my obesity. So now it's time to start building up my strength again and getting some fitness and movement in. So yeah, that's my journey. That's where
Right.
I'm
And
at
for
the
anyone who
moment.
doesn't know Lindy, which is probably nobody, but just in case, you have lost over 500 pounds, correct?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So
Yeah.
you said you lost a little bit of weight. I'm like, you've lost more than a little bit. You've lost like a whole bunch of people worth of
I
weight.
know it's hard to, and I've still got weight to lose, which is
Yeah.
like I haven't even hit my goal weight yet. I've still, yeah, still got a lot to lose. So,
Yeah.
but we'll get there. It is
Yeah.
what it is. So it's scary that I got to that amount, and it's so easy to do. Like if you've got an addiction,
Yeah.
it can be easy to do. So yeah, some are more susceptible to carbs and sugars than others, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I did
Mm.
that. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm Lynn, and I am from the United States. I live in Washington State. And oh, you've got some encouragement here. Awesome. Yes, one day at
Yes,
a
one day
time.
at a time.
Way to
Exactly.
do things. Absolutely. And I went into the carnivore diet for mast cell activation syndrome. I was a nurse and had to retire, had to going on total disability because of a huge, massive mast cell disease flare. But I was also very heavy, and my top weight, I'm guessing, was around 350 pounds because I kind of stopped weighing myself. But by the time I started carnivore diet, I was probably around 340. My first weigh-in was just under 340. So I've lost about 102 pounds on the scale based on body composition. My smart scale, I've lost about 100 and just under 130 pounds of actual fat. I've gained like 25 pounds of muscle, over a pound and a half of bone, eating this way. And I was very sedentary too, not just because of my weight. My weight, I could have been more mobile if I had felt better. Even though 350 pounds is still heavy, it's not disablingly heavy like 800 pounds is.
Mm.
But I was incredibly sedentary because of the mast cell disease. And yeah, so I have just been excited to try to get some fitness into my life. I waited at least 5 months, probably on the carnivore diet, before I even attempted to do anything. And the times I was attempting it, I would always injure myself. So I think, my body was kind of telling me it's not time yet. But yeah, anyway, so it was awesome to meet Lindy in Texas, and we have been doing this. And so we are currently doing a channel called Yes to Next with the number 2. How is it going for you this week?
Really good. I'm currently doing there's a 10-minute indoor walking workout,
Okay.
and that's ideal for me. I can do that, and I'm not freaking out. Like I've again every week is a busy week with
Yeah.
running between my daughter and being at home, but this is something I can manage. I come home late at night and I can still get my 10 minutes in and do it, so and not be overwhelmed by it. So I would love to get to a point where I'm doing something a little bit more energetic and a little bit, but I'm not quite there yet mentally. So this is something that's sustainable for me. So I'm happy just to keep going at this pace until my life settles down a bit. And
Yeah.
it's just getting that regular movement in every day. So I still do my vibration plate twice, in the morning when I wake up and at night. And then I do my 10 minutes walkout video. And in between, if I can, I just jump on the reband. It could be a minute, it could be 5, just to get off this chair if I am working. I bought myself the Apple Watch. It only came
How's that
yesterday.
going?
Yeah, it only came yesterday afternoon, but it keeps telling me to stand up. So when it tells me to stand up, I go and I jump on the rebander for a minute. So it's
Awesome.
been fantastic, just to remind me. So it goes ding and a little vibration on my, and I'm like, okay, time to get up, go and do a bounce, and then I'll come back. Because
Awesome.
I would always say, when I finish this email, I'll get up and do a jump or
Yeah.
something. But I get distracted or I forget, and then, an hour, 2 hours later, I'm still sitting here typing emails. So
Now, did you have to actually enable the reminder and tell it like how often you want to be reminded? No.
no, I got it late last night, like probably late afternoon. I just sat on
Okay.
the couch and I just put it on, and then it was told me like, just ding, it's time to stand. You need to get up and stand up for a minute and walk around. And
Okay.
I'm like, I didn't do anything. And so then I got up and I did it, just walked around the house for a minute and then sat down. And then I don't have to time it. I don't need, later on it dinged again. And it says time to get up and stand. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, this is great. I need that reminder because I do forget. I just get caught up in
Yeah.
whatever I'm doing. I get comfortable, get a bit lazy. And I'm just thinking, this is like, okay, time to get up, do it. Don't think about it, get the ding. And before I can sort of convince myself, no, I can't be bothered, I'm up and walking around. Just a minute or two, it gets a few steps in, it gets me off my butt
Yeah.
doing something. And then I can go back to what I was doing.
So
So
do
I
you
think,
even know yet, like how many steps you get in a full day? Like you just got it last night. So I'm guessing you
yeah,
don't even have a whole day yet.
I don't. No, it's not even been 24 hours since I've
Yeah.
had it, but I'm loving it so far. And I don't even know how I go in and check my steps yet. So this is my homework after this
Okay.
live stream, is to learn. I'm going to binge watch Google, YouTube, or whatever videos and try and learn how to use this thing. But
Yeah.
apparently it's recording my sleep. So I'd love to know, there's a sleep apnea thing so I can check
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
see if
mine
my
has that
breathing's
too.
okay. Yeah.
I think
But
there's probably an app on that you can use on your phone. Now, I don't have an Apple Watch. I have a cheap $25 smartwatch that I bought on Amazon because I
mhm.
wanted to see if I liked it before I invested in an Apple Watch. But I know
Yeah.
mine comes with an app. So I don't know. Any of you are out there that have an Apple Watch. Is there an app for your phone? Is it part of the Apple's like the settings on your phone already?
I think it's called Health. So
Health.
it's a white icon with a love heart.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but like there's heaps of stuff here. You can see I've got all these things to set up. So
Okay. So it's a project.
yeah, there's so many things that I can set up. Like if I fall over, it can ring the emergency like ambulance or whatever. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
If I
Excellent.
have a car crash, yeah, it checks your heart rate, tells you if you've got in AFib and stuff like that. It'll
Yeah.
alert you. Fall
That's
detection. Yeah, lots of stuff. So there's lots of things to play with. I'll definitely be playing with that today and trying to set it up and just using that to help motivate me to move.
yeah.
And I do want to try and work out how many steps I'm actually doing per day, and then every
Right.
day increase that by whether it be 100 or 200 or depending on how I'm feeling on the day, but just gradually
Right.
I can track my steps now so that I can work towards upping that until I can get to my
Yeah.
10K per day. That would be
I
awesome.
I was surprised, like, when I got my watch, I was really surprised at how I don't take that many steps, and
Yeah,
I always felt like I was definitely more mobile than I was before, and I think I am. And when I was tracking my steps back before I had a watch, and I did a little bit of step tracking with my phone, I wasn't getting hardly any steps in. Maybe not even 200 steps in a day.
yeah,
And so for me, even getting 2,000 was like, oh, this is like a big improvement, but it's nowhere near what I should be getting. I had
yes,
an appointment a couple weeks ago with my naturopathic doctor, and he wants me to get at least 8,000 steps a day. And I'm just going, oh my gosh. So that's hard for me. And I know
yeah,
last week when we met, I was in a hotel room because we were getting ready for our meetup the next day down in meeting with Rose in our and so I had walked like crazy. And I know that I told you I'd walked a whole ton. And then we walked later after you and I had our live stream. My daughter and I went out, we walked some more. And then I sent you a screenshot. I sent you
yeah.
a picture of my watch, and it was almost 15,000 steps that day. And for me, that was insane.
Mm.
Hey, thanks. I'm
Oh,
waiting for
thank you.
Josephine. I'm waiting for Josephine to respond to this comment. So she asked with thoughts on strong painkillers. She's given and is worried about her kidneys. So I just want to know what kind she's taken. So we'll wait for her to get back to me on that one. But I did have an interesting thing, and I've mentioned this like on my channel. I mentioned it, but for anyone who's not watching my channel, I on the walk we went on a walk on Saturday, and it was really beautiful. But I had a dizzy spell and during the walk. And that's I've struggled. I've had dizzy spells probably since 2013. And I have more than one reason to have dizzy spells. I do have diagnoses. So, and I've had brain MRIs and all. I've had two brain MRIs. I have a vestibular conduction disorder, which is on the left side. And if you're not familiar with what that is, it's basically the nerve that conducts the signals from the sensory signals up into my brain. Like on the left side, it is dysfunctional. So, like auditory and visual signals come in and they meet differently. So, like if you don't have the disorder, your visual signals and your auditory signals, they come in and they go through the nerves and they meet, and your brain, they come in the same. Mine come in different, and so it creates this disequilibrium, and it just things are kind of wonky in my head. And so sometimes that flares up and other times it's better. I also have orthostatic intolerance, but that's just when I'm standing. Like when I'm standing and I stand in one place for too long, I'll feel like my blood pressure will drop and the blood will, drain out of my head. But I was walking. And so I've had some sinus issues. So I don't know. I was kind of disappointed because I had walked so much the day before and everything was fine. Um, and I'm just not sure if it was a mast cell issue, if it was a sinus issue, if it was a vestibular issue. And then, like a couple of days later, I realized I've got a bladder infection. So it could be
Ah,
that I was
mm,
coming down with this infection, which triggers mast cells. And so I'm just kind of like, it's been kind of annoying because I get these little dizzy spells and there are more than one reason. So troubleshooting is challenging. I don't know why. Um,
yeah.
yeah. So I've had to be careful this week because of balance. And I've gone on a couple of walks with my husband. I've been doing the videos, and but I've had to stick with like 5-minute videos, and I did the wall videos, which is good because I got the wall to stabilize myself. But I also started doing she's got a playlist of hit videos. So
Mhm.
and it's cool because it's the high intensity training is not high intensity like you'd find other places. It's good. It's like perfect for my level. And so I have been doing those, and I feel like I'm doing well. I'm kind of on the same page as you are. Like, I feel like this is a good spot for me right now.
Yeah.
And as far as intensity goes. All right. So let me see. You got heard from
Yeah.
Josephine. Okay. Oh, where are you, Josephine? Where are you located? I'm gonna have to look up the where's my phone? I don't even know where my phone is. Okay. So it's a combo. Let's see. I'm a bit upset as it did not come with a leaflet with information on the pills. Okay. Hey, hon. Dave, can you find my cell phone? That's not a common drug that I've used, so I don't want to comment on it until I can look it up.
Yeah, I've not heard of it before. Hmm.
What country are you in, Josephine? Remind me. Yeah. I want to see if what the equivalent is to what I'm familiar with and what the classification of drug is. Australia.
Oh,
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah. So I'll so or phenadrine, I don't know, is that kind of like I'm just looking at the
I've
background.
not actually heard of that one. Yeah.
Well, we have combo drugs for painkillers here, but I need to really look and see what the classification of each of the independent drugs are. That'll help me. That'll help me know. So my husband's, I usually have my cell phone with me, but I'll look it up. I will look it up as soon as I get my cell phone, and I'll see specifically what it was. May I just kind of ask, I don't want to get too personal, but what you're taking it for? And I'm assuming obviously pain, but is it, joint pain? And then I guess this next question would be, how strict have you gotten with your diet before trying the pills? Like, did you try the lion diet? Did you go like low histamine? So that's what I would be asking too. 'Cause I
Mm.
know we all hate going on pills, right? Do you have to
Yeah, I
take
tried to.
anything? Do you have to take
I
anything, Lindy?
No, I don't take anything at all. And I've always been one to not want to take tablets. I just sort of put up
Mhm.
with it. And I know it can be hard for some people. I do find dairy inflames me and I get a lot of joint pain with dairy. So I have to stay away from that. So that's also something you could try if you are eating a lot of dairy, is just to maybe reduce that, cut back a little bit and see if that helps.
Okay, so this is to treat muscle pain. Okay, so the orphanadrine is a muscle relaxant. I thought that sounded familiar. And then the paracetamol is probably like Tylenol
Mm.
to relieve pain. Um, okay, so I'm going to see if there's a US equivalent so I can know exactly.
Back pain in 3 spots.
Okay, so the muscle relaxer piece I totally get. So okay. Yeah, it's probably equivalent to one of the drugs that we have here. I mean, gosh, it's hard. It's hard if it's something you have to be on regularly. It doesn't look, just from what I can see of those, I don't know that either of them are going to cause constipation. I don't know. I don't know for sure because I'm not as familiar with these drugs, but um, yeah, I mean, I would definitely say really, really look at your diet and see, how strict have you gone? Have you done a trial, like I said, on the lion diet? Have you tried low histamine? I'm gonna get caught up on these comments. Hey there, from Lower Slower, Delaware. Love that. The fall weather is throwing me off. The mold in the air creates problems for me. Yeah, I was wondering that with myself as well, regarding the dizzy spells and my sinuses, because I do have tested positive for mycotoxins twice. And I did make an appointment with a naturopathic doctor who's a mold specialist, but I can't get in to see her till October 2nd. So I got a couple weeks to wait. So we'll see.
Yeah. Going back to your dizzy spells, I actually get them as well when I'm standing in one place.
Yeah.
And Dr. Chafee mentioned the vagus nerve. Now, that's something I haven't really looked into, but
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because that was another one of my theories.
Hmm.
Because I have noticed, okay, so we're gonna start talking poop, all right?
Okay, good.
We gotta do some poop talk here because I have a history of an irritable bowel syndrome. And so I noticed that when we turned around, I mean, I sat down for a little bit and then we turned around and we went back and we went to this cafe. And on the way back, I was really feeling like I needed to have a bowel movement. And I have noticed that there's times where I feel like when I have that bowel peristalsis, that it triggers a vagal reaction. And I wasn't, so that's another thing that's on my list of hypotheses for what might be the problem. But I don't know if it was the peristalsis that triggered the vagal reaction that made me dizzy, or if it was something else and I got anxious because I got dizzy and that triggered a vagal reaction, which triggered the bowel.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
don't even know what the vagal nerve is, but I know it's all the way through your
It's a
body.
big nerve. Yeah,
Yeah, and I
absolutely.
found that if I'm like I was we're at the movies with my husband, and I'm just standing in queue waiting to be served, and just standing in that one spot was enough to make me start feeling dizzy. And it's like when you're in a queue and it's like a maze, you've got to go up and down these aisles, and
Yes.
it's all, like, where am I going to sit? There's nowhere to sit. So I just started rocking, and then that
Yes.
feeling went away. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm
That's
thinking,
orthostatic intolerance.
right.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
have. And it sounds like you've got that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
makes it challenging, especially like when we were going to Austin, I was really worried about going through TSA because of that. And I ended up buying this collapsible stool that ends up in a circle about that big, and it collapses in itself and you can like twist both sides and pull it open and it clicks and then it turns into an actual stool. And so I had that in the backpack, in the pack that I was carrying, just in case I needed it.
right. Well, I
So,
find just by moving again,
yeah,
that feeling passes. So I start walking,
right.
or yeah, just rocking on the spot. So is there something that why is that happening? Like, is there something that we can do to strengthen that so we don't have those moments that we
Yeah, one of the things that I was wanting to look into, there are exercises to improve your vagal tone. So that was one of the things that I was going to look into. I also core strength it will help. Like when I
oh,
was doing my
okay.
plank challenge in January, sorry, my dog is whining. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's whining at my husband. And my husband's got his earbuds in, he's ignoring him.
Oh,
But in January, I had my own personal plank challenge. And I noticed that as the month went on and I was getting better and better at doing these planks, that my orthostatic intolerance improved.
okay.
And yeah, so when I actually asked the cardiologist about my cardiologist who diagnosed me with the orthostatic intolerance about that, and he says some people will actually use abdominal binders. They'll use like compression stockings and abdominal binders. And so I thought, okay, wait a minute. It was when he said abdominal binder that my brain went, oh, I've been doing better since I've been doing the planks and working on my core strength. So I think that that's something that is probably something to good. Those are the two things: working on like vagus nerve exercises, and then doing some core strength exercises.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that she might have some on her channel.
Okay, because I know my core is really not very good at all, so it's something I
Oh
do
yeah,
need to work on. Yeah, I
definitely.
get
And
tired
hers,
easily.
hers are going to be gentle.
Yeah.
Booby goats. I love it. How sweet from Tennessee. Oh,
Oh,
hi. Good to have you. You're new.
hello.
Okay, so the challenge this month is in the description. It is a YouTube channel called Yes, and then the number two next. Yes to next. It's very gentle exercises, and when we do the sorry, when we do the challenges, we pick someone's channel and then it's just a kind of a free for all. Do whatever you want, wherever you're at with your fitness level, do that. And we're exploring this person's channel, and she specializes in fitness for people who are beginners and people who are older. And yeah, so welcome. So check it
Yes.
out. It's very gentle exercise, which is where we're at right now with things.
Yeah, so working our way up.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so Josephine, back pain in 3 spots. I'm curious to know too if you've had massage or anything like that, or a TENS machine. My daughter had back surgery when she was 14. She's 28 now. Let's see. The new doctor says it will get a back brace. Um, okay, so this is maybe from an injury. Hopefully, it's something that's temporary. But my daughter had spinal fusion surgery when she was 14. So she's got rods and bolts all up and down her spine. It was really major surgery. And so she has had to have muscle relaxers on hand. So I totally get it. I mean, she can be in crying in pain if she doesn't have that and if she does something to her back. So,
Mm,
um, I mean, it's like if you got to take it for a temporary period of time, then I just say take it. Otherwise, you're going to be
yeah,
if you're going to be absolutely miserable otherwise. But I know with her, the TENS machine really helps. I mean, really, really helps, and that's something that's you can just buy at a drugstore, and it's easy to use. Yeah. Let's see. I felt more anxious and uptight tight on muscle relaxers, so won't touch them again. Yeah, it depends on the person. Everybody reacts differently.
yeah.
Yeah. My core is like foam rubber. I simply have no core.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Definitely no call for me.
Yeah. So maybe we need to check out and see if she has something that'll help with the core. I could I really probably like I should have been continuing to do the planks because
Yeah.
yeah, when I first went on carnivore, I tried to do a plank and couldn't even get my belly off the floor at all. And then January 1st, I did the first day of that challenge and I could get up for 8 seconds and I was delighted. I was so happy. And then
Yeah.
by January 31st, I held it for a minute and 11 seconds.
Wow. Do you do them on your elbows or arms extended?
Elbows.
Elbows. Okay. And the
Yeah.
guys do arms extended, do they?
I think
Normally
it's
or
both. Yeah, I think
yeah.
both, but they're hard. I occasionally
Mm,
still try to do one and I don't hold it as long as I could probably,
yeah.
but yeah, I can still do them. So it's awesome. Have you checked out the YouTube channel, The Body Project? No.
Oh, we'll add that one to our list.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna write that one
Yeah.
down.
We're always looking for ideas for next month.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and our goal is to just keep moving.
Exactly. Finding ways that are sustainable for us because neither of us like exercise, but we want to get to the stage where we love it, that we want
Right.
to, yeah, and we do want to move more. We just don't like the routine of exercise. But so far, this challenge has been my favorite. I'm really
Mine
enjoying
too.
this one. Yeah, and I don't sort of freak out about, oh God, I've got to do it. Like I'm happy to do it. But be nice to be able to work up to something a little bit more challenging as we go.
Yeah, and it's
Mhm.
just slow for us, and I think that it's a lot of people are in our situation,
Yeah,
where we have to take baby steps and we will get there. Our thing is we're not going to give up. We're just going to keep working at it. And, you know, I was a little bit athletic when I was young, but since then, no, not at
yeah,
all, and, so it's harder when you're coming from a place where, just moving, you get injured. Like you get injured and I heard that all the time with people who are older, you wake up and you got an injury in your sleep. It's like, wait a minute, what happened?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, so just yeah, tears every day. Yeah, absolutely. So like if you're in tears every day, you just gotta do what you gotta do in order to help yourself function. I mean, and if your doctor knows you And I mean, yes, I mean, I'm a retired nurse and everything, but I don't try to give any medical advice. But, I do have some experience with painkillers. And so I would hate to have to be on them all the time. But if it's temporary, but if you are looking for some alternatives, I would strongly suggest a TENS machine. It's so helpful.
Yeah.
Hey, Arlene. Good to see
Hi.
you. Awesome. Awesome. So, I had kind of a fun thing that I did this week, and this doesn't have to do with fitness, but I figured maybe I'd share a little bit anyways. Because it's a non-scale victory. And um, oh yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, they're super, super helpful. They can really help your pain and they'll help to relax the muscles too. But I have a video that I can show a little bit. And I won't
Nice.
necessarily show all of it, but I had to save it to my iCloud. So let me get it all big here. Can you see it okay?
Yeah, looking good. Yep.
Okay, let's make sure we can hear it. It's the weather started to get cool, so I had to buy some new jackets. So I wanted to try on some of my old jackets and just see what I need to get rid of. Because I make some hangers. So here's a winter jacket. All right, this is a wool coat by London Fog, 3X.
I think that's a Canadian company, isn't it? Isn't London Fog? I think London Fog is a Canadian.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh my goodness!
Not
Look
sure.
at this.
Wow. Check it out. Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
You can put two people in
Look at
that.
that.
Yeah.
So good.
Like literally.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep.
Holy cow. I
Oh,
haven't tried this on for a long time. Wow. Okay. So we're gonna donate this. This is one of these, like, I have trouble wanting to get rid of it. It's got my hair on it. I have trouble wanting to
that's
get
got
rid of
my
it because
dog's
it's
hair on
such a
it.
nice coat. Should I get it altered?
If you can, I suppose.
I don't
sure.
know.
I
It's
won't.
but
It's a beautiful coat.
anyway,
Yeah.
that's one
But
hanger.
Okay.
Pure wool. It's really nice.
So what a problem to have, hey?
okay, so here's my I just got a Costco inexpensive winter coat. This one is just a regular extra large in women, so it's actually a little smaller than a 1X. And so this one actually fits me fine.
Cool. There you go.
Okay. So I have a hanger now for this one. Okay. All right, so I won't take you through the whole thing. It will like maybe fast forward a little bit. And let's see. So I got this jeans jacket too. This one I can definitely button up. This like, is large, now, but I can definitely button up. Yeah. But it's a little form fitting when I button up. But I figure that's okay. It's something that hopefully will last me through the winter, because as I shrink even more, it'll still fit. So it's a size large. Cool.
Beautiful.
Right, so that now has a hanger, and I can hang this one up in here. All right. So, anyways, I had a few other things that I tried on, but I figured I'd show what I got to do this past week.
Which is fantastic. Yeah. I need to go through my wardrobe. I threw out a lot of things before I started Carnival because I'm like, I'm never going to be able to fit into any of this because I'm never going to lose the weight. And now I regret it because I would have had so much more choice of clothes if I had believed that Carnival was going to work for me. So I've currently got a wardrobe full of really big clothes and nothing that really fits properly. So yeah.
Well, and you probably need to wait till after your skin removal surgery.
I refuse to buy anything new. Yes. So my daughter thinks I look crazy whenever I go out because all my jumpers go down to my knees now. And so she's like, I do look like a bit of a scruff. But, it is what it is. I refuse to spend money on clothes because I know I'm just going to keep shrinking. And with the skin surgery, that's going to open up I can just buy so many more different styles and things that are a little bit more fitting. So everything I buy now, I need to buy bigger to go around my middle, and then everything gapes at the top
Right.
because of my odd size. So it's just not worth buying anything at the moment. So
Yeah.
I still have to
So
get through summer. Yeah,
so
but
when
it'll,
are you going to record like when you go clothes shopping for the first time after you have your surgery? Are you going to have one of your daughters record that for you?
absolutely. I'll take my daughters and we'll go shopping. So,
Oh, that
yeah, I've got lots of plans. So definitely, yeah. And I'll
okay.
be sort of documenting my process as well. I've got my pre-op appointment with the surgeon in November. So
Okay.
I'll document all of that. So my journey with the skin removal surgery. So
Yeah. Excellent.
yeah.
Excellent. Awesome.
Right
Thank you.
now I'm just got to get rid of this weight and get to my best sort of position before the surgery. So
Right. And that's another reason why we need to really work on, getting the muscles, get
yes,
moving. And do you, one of the things I'm curious about when you do meet with the surgeon is, are you going to ask the surgeon like what specifically would be good for you to do as far as exercise before your surgery?
I definitely will. Yeah, I'll be
Mhm.
asking all sorts of things. I know Laura Spath and her husband have just had skin removal surgery, and they recommended doing fasting before the procedure just to get your body in sort of tip-top shape.
Okay.
But my problem is I struggle to eat a lot to
Right.
be able to do the fast without white knuckling, because I can't do the priming and things because of my lap band surgery. But
Right.
I've just discovered I've been doing like the last couple of days like an egg slash sardine prime, if you like, because I
Oh,
just
okay.
do the sardines. I just sort of saute them up in butter and I squish it down like baby food. It looks like mush. I'm not a real fan of sardines, but
Okay.
this way it doesn't look like a sardine. It
Okay.
does look like a little bit of mush. And then my daughter taught me to softball my eggs. So just like 3 eggs, and I
Yeah.
softball them like once the water's boiled, throw the eggs in for 5 minutes, take them out in cold water, and then you get the really runny egg yolks
Right.
and just the whites are firm. Throw that in and just some butter and salt, and I mash it all, like mix it all up. So it's like a sardine eggy,
Okay.
buttery salad. And that goes down, and I'm being able to eat that and keep it down. If I eat
Good.
meat, it gets stuck and I end up throwing up, and then I get nothing in my belly. It's been a nightmare the
So
last
you're
few weeks.
still, yeah, because I mean, you're still
Mm.
having this issue. Um,
Yeah,
okay, but this sounds like this is at least a little bit of progress.
this is. So that's what I'm having at the moment, and I'm actually enjoying it. Like, I
Good.
actually feel really good after it. So I'm not limiting myself. I just have to do the one tin of sardines with 3 eggs, and then when I'm hungry, I have it again. So it could be twice a day. I could be 3 times a day. Yesterday, it was I just had the two, but I'm feeling hungry now, so it might be 4 times. Like, I'm not going to limit it. I just keep eating, and then hopefully I get to the point where I then can throw in a 48-hour fast or something.
Okay.
That's what I'm working towards. If I can get some fasting in, that's going to be good for sort of autophagy and healing. And
Right.
I'm hoping I can get to that point to be able to do, throw in a couple of 48s fast before. And then I want to do a 5-day fast with Todd and Michael in January, because we did one last January. We loved that. And that will be awesome. And then surgery will be February. So that'll
Yeah.
put me in a really good place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good.
that's all exciting. So I'll definitely be documenting all of that as I go.
Excellent. Excellent. So with you having so much trouble eating, how has that impacted your energy levels and you're feeling like you have enough strength to do some exercise? Has it created a challenge?
Yeah, it's caused a lot of issues mentally as well, because I'm stressed about not being able to eat and not getting nourishment in. I'm feeling depressed. I don't have as much patience or tolerance with things. So
Mm,
that's been playing with my moods. And then when I'm in a mood, the comfort eating kind of wants to creep in, because I just
yeah.
feel like everything's against me. And then the pressures of things are going on with my daughter breaks my heart, and
Right.
it's been hard, and just trying to keep on track, juggling all these hats and keeping positive for everybody. And then I feel like now it's time to look after myself. I don't have the energy to do that.
Right.
Yeah, but
Right.
I'm really really happy that this new sardine egg thing is working for me. And I felt
Wow.
amazing after getting that into me. It was just like a light lit in my head, and I was like, okay, this is feeling really good. So if I can do that for a few days and get my nutrition back up, hopefully stop these cravings and these thoughts, and get my mental mindset back
Yeah.
and in the, back on track, that's going to help. It's going to be amazing. And then when you feel good, then you can deal with all the stress of life a lot
Right.
better. And
Right.
that's where I'm failing at the moment. I'm not coping watching my daughter and watching
Yeah.
her go through her things, because I'm feeling so crap because I'm not getting the nutrition and not able to look after myself. So
Yeah.
everything's a bit of a snowball effect at the moment.
Yeah, it's like a vicious circle that you go through, and
Yeah,
you want to be there for her, but you're worried about her, and you end up not taking care of yourself, which makes it so you can't
yeah,
really take care of her like you like to. And
yeah.
yeah, I
So
totally get that. Let's see. 17 months carnivore. Awesome. Down 80 pounds. Excellent. Very good. Finally feel good enough to exercise. Excellent. See, it's not right. It's not automatic. It's good that you like don't push yourself at the beginning. Anyone who's starting, I would definitely say don't worry about exercise.
no,
You
there's
know,
no way I
50
could have
burpees a day.
exercised. And even you, yeah, you can't exercise when you're not feeling well. Like, we're
Right.
sick. And when you start to heal your body, and when you're feeling a lot better, then you just want to start to move. And that's where we're at the moment. I've been carnivore 2 years, 9 months now. And it's only in the last, 9 months or so that I've actually wanted to start moving. It took me 2 years to be able to get to that point. So it's not a race, and everyone's at different stages of their journey. 50 burpees a day is
That's
amazing.
amazing. I know. So you're doing a burpee challenge. I'm not even
Wow.
remotely close to being able to
No.
do a burpee.
Just
That's
the thought
pretty.
of that, I've broken my back thinking about one
Oh my
burpee.
goodness. It's like I could probably get down. I don't think I could get back up.
Yeah, that's amazing. You're doing great, guns.
That's
Like,
awesome. Yeah, that is so good. Yeah. So Arlene's giving you some kudos. Yay, that's fantastic. Yeah. Someday maybe we'll have to see. One of these days you come back here and Lindy and I are gonna do burpees.
yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome. Well, I mean, maybe one of these days we'll see what happens, but I'm just super anxious to see what happens after your surgery.
Yeah.
So awesome. Okay,
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming your YouTube channel is it called Booby Goats? The goat is adorable, I have to say.
I don't know if you can post a link, but if you can, post it in the chat, because
Yeah,
definitely, yeah, love to join and
yeah.
follow your journey.
And I absolutely, and you know what we did? We said we were going to do this last week, but I'm going to post a link just in case anyone wants to come on and say hi and join us. You can follow this link and
Yeah,
come
pop
in and
on
share with us how
Ruby
you guys
Goats.
are doing. Yeah. Let us know how you're doing with your fitness. What's
Yeah.
going on in your lives? And I know we had Drina on here, several weeks back, and Rose came on, and yeah, and Rose is awesome. Someday you got to meet her when you come to the US again,
Oh, look, I hope.
to meet her, so
Yeah.
she's so encouraging when it comes to fitness, and totally like we'd be vibing with her advice because we're trying to do something. Yeah. So, oh, good. Arlene just subbed. But yeah, the whole baby steps taken, one thing I appreciate about Rose is that she has you just do something, and she has you pick something that's completely realistic. And she challenged me to do something for 3 minutes one day during the week. And when I was really struggling, and it's like, okay, I can do that. I can commit to doing a few minutes once. And it's like when you're not doing well, sometimes that's all you need is just like a
Mm,
little bit of motivation to do something,
Yeah, I'd love to have Rose on again, but this time I'll be in the chat this
Yes.
time because she sort of helped me out and stood in my place that time. But I'd
Yes.
love to meet her, so that'd be great to have her on one day.
Yeah, I asked her if she'd be willing to
Yeah,
come back with both of us, and she said yes. So
lovely.
yeah, yeah. So she's, and the psychological elements, I know that when her and I, it was just the two of us, we really talked through a lot of the psychological elements regarding to exercise, and that's been the biggest thing for me, is overcoming the psychology of it, of
Yes.
not wanting to do it, and even having a fear of doing it, fear of getting injured, fear of something going wrong, fear of, this just, it's probably unrealistic. It's probably an irrational fear right now, but it didn't used to be.
Yeah, well, I'm fearful of, I'd love to go for a walk around the block and I still haven't done it. And I keep saying I am going to do it, but I am scared I might fall
Yeah.
because I've fallen in the hallway several times. I've knocked out my teeth, three of my teeth in the hallway. So thinking about walking around the block, if I fall and knock out more teeth, or, if I fall and I can't get up, I don't have a chair to pull myself up because I still don't have the strength. It just scares me to death. Now, I've been on the floor and up and down a few times now, and I don't need a chair. I can actually get up now. But
Good.
doing it out in public, it just frightens the crap out of me. And then what if I can't get up? Maybe because
Well,
then when I fall, I feel embarrassed and then I feel really weak and then I'm
yeah.
conscious about someone might see me and I don't have the strength to lift myself up and I'm stuck on the pavement. Someone's going to have to come and, help me. It just
So,
frightens me.
so if you fall in your house and you said you can get yourself up now without a chair, but do you need to have something to hold on to, or can you do it just right off of the floor?
I can, but if I've got to be sometimes, I get into my head and at home I'm comfortable if nobody sees me if I fall over. But like even if I'm going upstairs or something and people are watching me, I get into my head. It's like I can't do this, so then I start doing one step at a time. But then if no one's watching and I feel comfortable, I'm going up normally. It's like I sort
Yeah.
of go into my old mindset as though people are watching and judging, and I
Oh,
can't do things. And
yeah.
I guess my brain is my own worst enemy,
Yeah.
and I can do a lot of things, but my mindset tells me that I can't, and then I've got to be careful and I have to, it just puts this fear in me all the time. So I have to
Well,
be.
maybe for you, the first step before to get you towards where you can comfortably just walk around the block is to do more practice getting up off the floor in your home. Like purposely get on the floor, don't fall,
Yeah.
and try to get up and practice it. I know early on that was one of my goals, one of my non-scale goals was to be able to get off the floor without help, because I had to crawl over to a chair to help get me off of the floor. And then even when I was finally able to accomplish that, I still feel like I look like a toddler. You know how little kids are when they're first learning how to walk and they fall down and they get up and they're like butts in the air and they kind of have to like scoot their
Yeah.
back to push themselves. I feel like I look like a toddler learning how to walk.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not graceful at all.
It's not.
Oh my goodness, it's embarrassing, and so I totally get that part. And maybe it's the core strength, you know?
Yeah. I don't have a lot of strength in my legs. And
Mm,
I was taking my daughter to Flower Market, and she has this huge van. It's like a bus, and there's 2 steps to get into the seat. And the first time I had to drive her in, I'm like, I had my husband as a backup just in case I couldn't get into the van, because I'm like, how am I going to crawl into this van and lift my big butt into this van,
right.
drive her 2 hours to a market, get down, walk around market, and then get myself back into a van. So he followed us there so that if I couldn't get in, I'd just drive the car home and then he'd drive the van back.
Wow.
It was hard, but I did it. But yeah, I really feel it's like I'm trying to lift a load, a wide load. Like I'm still
Yeah.
very heavy. and I just do not have the strength in my legs to hold my weight. And so if
Right.
I do fall on the ground, it is the strength in my legs and probably the core too, but the
Yeah.
strength in my legs, it is hard.
Yeah. Have
And
you tried doing the wall sits?
well, so I'm scared I'm going to pop my knees because they're very, there's, like I said, there's a lot of weight there. So doing squats and things like that, I get knee pain very quickly, and that's from holding up my weight for so long. So I am very careful with what I do because I don't want to do an injury to my knees.
Okay,
So
so I wonder if there's like an isometric exercise or something. So
mhm.
maybe what you can do is even just laying in bed, maybe just try to do like a straight leg lift and just hold it maybe a few inches off of the bed just to
Mhm.
start developing the muscles. Is that
Yeah,
something that you might be able to do?
yeah, absolutely. You see, I don't know what muscles I should be working on and like what exercises do. And then sometimes I do things I think, is this actually really helping? I
It
think I
is.
need somebody to be able to tell me what exercise
Yeah.
I need to strengthen the muscles that I need, and then tell me, yes, this is going to work. Because sometimes I do the movements, I think this doesn't feel like I'm really pumping out, or I just don't believe that it's going to work for
Well,
me.
maybe right now you just need to really like work on engaging the muscles
Mm,
and contracting them and holding that contraction.
yeah,
And because that's, I mean, that's what basically what isometrics are, is you contract your muscle and you just hold the contraction for a period of time and then you relax it and you do that several times. And that might be the first step to help at least make sure you're engaging those muscles. And and then if I know that if you can get your muscles around your knee strong, then hopefully it'll help strengthen your knee better.
yeah.
So let's see. Arlene, I've just started being in the under desk cycle. Oh, good. I feel my legs getting stronger again. Oh, cool. So there you go. Maybe that's something, is one of those things, under desk cycle.
Oh, that says little. Yeah, I've got one of those in the garage. I've got my vibration plate under my desk at the moment, and I use that all the time. Like it's
Yeah.
constantly going all day, and that helps with my lymphatics. But we're actually going to do the gym after this call. I keep saying every week we're going to do it. I've got my husband's home for 4 days, so we're going to go out and clean the garage.
You gonna Okay, so you're gonna record and show us some pictures and stuff at the gym when you're done?
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. Little cycle got up to 1,000. That's great.
Wow.
Good job. Getting up like a toddler may not be graceful, but it's a great start. Yes, if you master that, you have the assurance that you can always get back up. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It may not be graceful, it may be embarrassing, but at least you can get up.
And I guess by doing that, just getting up and down in the comfort of my home, that's going to be strengthening the muscles that I need to be able to do it out in public.
Yeah.
So if I do go for a trip and, when I'm going around the block, I'll be able to get up because I've been using those muscles.
Yeah.
So,
And just start with
yeah,
really just engage the muscles and, get some strength in there. So Arlene says, I have one knee and I can barely get on because it hurts from the injury of it. So I don't get down very much at all, except maybe crawl on the bed. So
yeah,
yeah, the knees, I tell you, I mean, I was always tweaking my knee before when I was trying to walk. It was just frustrating. Okay, Simpson. Hey, Simpson, good to see you. I started walking backwards with my morning walks. Oh my goodness. You must have good balance. Whenever the dog has had to do her thing, which is often, and keep it up until my husband and dog catch up. The knees are so much better. Okay, interesting.
yeah. I've actually heard walking backwards is good for back pain as well. If you've got back pain, you should
Okay.
walk backwards. It's almost like a reverse. I don't know. There's some mechanism, and it helps with
Yeah.
back pain. So I suffer from lower back pain quite a lot as
Okay.
well. And walking backwards is definitely, it unwinds you or something. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find
Interesting.
that video, but I have heard that before.
I could do
Mm.
that in my hallway.
Yeah,
I have a long hallway, and so
yes.
then I could have something to hang on to.
Hmm.
Yeah. because I don't want to lose my balance. I mean, it's the vestibular conduction disorder thing that is always, my daughter teases me that I would fail a sobriety test without a drop of alcohol because of this, but exercise does help. And so it's one of these things where I have to kind of push through and find a way to safely exercise, and then it'll actually get better. So, I'm gonna have to give that a try and see.
Yeah, see if it works. I mean, I've had a huge long haul way as well, so I should actually be doing that too now. So just walk forward one way and then back
the other way.
Yeah, just do that and count my steps while I do it.
So that's what I love about taking these types of approaches. It's like, if you can incorporate some little things like that into your day, we're going to see progress, instead of like saying, okay, I'm going to take 1 hour and I'm going to just go hardcore and do some exercise. That my brain automatically goes, no, I'm going to go sit in my chair and crochet instead. But if we pick little things like that, like I'm going to do some push-ups against the counter, or I'm going to do a little wall sit, or like walk backwards down the hall every time I'm going to the bedroom, and walk forwards when I'm coming back out. Little things like that. Have exercise band just sitting there and doing if I'm watching TV, doing a commercial, do the exercise band. Those are the things that I think are going to be beneficial in the long run. There's
exactly. It's more than what you would have done it before. So just adding to what we're doing. So
absolutely. Yeah, definitely. All righty. Well, I think we can call this one a wrap. I'm so glad to have people here. It's awesome. One of these days you guys have got to come in and join us. Awesome. Arlene, excellent. Thank you. It helps me too. This is why we do this, because I know I would fall back into just being sedentary again. I just know myself.
Yeah, it's accountability. I don't want to come on here every Saturday and say, I haven't done it. Like, even life happens, things happen, but we're still managing to do a little bit. It may not be every day. We might miss a day here or there because of things that go on, but at least, it keeps us accountable, keeps us moving and doing things that we can comfortably do that are not going to be so overwhelming that we just give up.
Yeah. So. And we're learning as we go what's, a good exercise for us and what's too much, like we learned last month.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hopefully our too much from last month will end up being easy someday.
Yes.
It's not quite there yet. So.
I can't wait till we can, watch our old videos and say, oh, look where we started, and then be so proud of how far we've come, and we'll get there.
Exactly. Yeah. I know. Awesome. Okay, very good. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We are here once a week. And so we're going into our 3rd week on this particular challenge. Take a look at the description of our videos, regardless of who you're watching, Lindy or myself. And we have the channel that we're following this month. And let us know how you guys are doing. We're glad you're here and doing this with us. And so we'll be back. So for me, I am on the West Coast in Washington State. So for me, the time is a Friday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And for Lindy,
it's Saturday 10 a.m. for us. So in
Melbourne,
Australia. Yeah.
Awesome. Very good. All right. Well, we will call it a wrap. Great to see everybody today.